Hey guys, so today I want to make a video about trauma. It's a topic that I've been thinking about making a video for a while, but I just haven't seemed to have the time to do it. So today is the day. Let's talk about trauma. Okay, so trauma is really just adverse life experiences that negatively impact the way we view the world, certain people, and certain situations. In order to cope with trauma, we develop coping skills. A lot of those coping skills may be maladaptive, which would be like negative coping skills. And as adults, our job is really to change those maladaptive coping skills into positive coping skills. So when we're talking about trauma, I like to call it adverse life experiences because I feel like it kind of gives you a little bit more power back. When we think about trauma, I feel like it definitely has more of a stigma of like a victim mentality. And when you talk about having a negative life experience, it's something that you went through, but it doesn't define who you are. So, as we grow up and we experience trauma, we develop these coping skills. And when we're talking about maladaptive coping skills, that would be negative. It could range anywhere from binge eating, anger outburst, destruction of property, smoking, drinking, doing drugs, withdrawing, nail biting. There's so many negative ways to deal with trauma. And we as adults do want to change that up, right? So in order to change your your maladaptive coping skills to positive coping skills, you need to first identify the trigger. So in order to do that, it's actually pretty simple. When you go through something that elicits a strong emotional response, it could be anger, it could be fear, it could be guilt, it could be frustration, whatever it happens to be. When there's a strong emotional response, that would be considered like a trigger, something that triggered you. So it's helpful if you jot them down, take note of it, make a diary. For me, I do a digital diary. So what I'm doing right now is similar to what I would do. I take videos of certain situations that I'm going through. I talk myself through it. And the cool thing is 2 or 3 days later, when I'm not in that emotional space, more in a rational headspace, I can go back and view the video and help evaluate what my trigger was, what my response was, how the other person responded, and then what I can do differently next time. So when I think about trauma, sometimes I think about it like a tornado. Like certain people are inside the tornado. It's spinning around them. They can't get out, but no one can get in either. And the whole goal is to calm the storm, right? So we want to get you to a place where you can be healthy and functioning and just doing great in society and learning how to handle stressors without falling back into that tornado effect. So some positive coping skills would be positive self-talk. It could be yoga. It could be setting clear expectations, like boundaries, things like that. There's a lot of positive ways we can deal with stressors that will improve our quality of life versus adversely affect our quality of life. So so definitely jot it down. Think about how you want to change certain things in your life. And I'll just give you a random example. You get to work and you're told you have to do A, B, and C, which is somebody else's job, but they're doing something else. So you're now assigned their task, but you have your own tasks on your plate, right? So say their response is, fuck you, I'm not doing it, and you storm out of the room, right? So when we jot that down and we look after, we can kind of evaluate what the trigger was, right? So, and I would say the trigger is probably a loss of control because you have your own stuff that needs to get done. You're being told what you have to do and you don't feel like you have control of your own day. So how could we handle that differently? Instead of having an anger outburst like that example, we could set a clear boundary that says, listen, I would love to help you. However, I have A, B, and C to do. When I'm done, I will find you though, and we can come up with a plan together to get those other tasks done. And I feel like that's a positive way. It's assertive, so you're taking your control back. It's saying nope, I have things I have to do. You still want to help them get the task done because you're a team, but you need to take your power back in a little bit. The other thing that I do see a lot with specifically young adults, people who have abandonment issues, sometimes their coping skills actually manifest their future. So I've seen a lot of young adults who they have abandonment issues and trust issues, and they tend to push people away. They push, and I think it's subconsciously to see how far they can push before someone actually leaves. But the problem is the end result is always that person leaves. So it's almost reaffirming their belief that everybody leaves. But they need to look at it from a different perspective. Like, you are causing people to leave. What can you do differently to keep people in your life? Being vulnerable, making real connections with real people, talking openly, going to therapy, making sure that people understand where you're coming from. Because the worst thing you can do when you have a fear of abandonment or rejection or anything is to start pushing people away and then getting really upset when people don't come back, because eventually that's what's going to happen. So I made this video in hopes that it could help someone in identifying their triggers, changing those maladaptive coping skills to positive coping skills, and really helping us live more happy, successful lives. So yeah, I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please like. You can share my video if you'd like. If you have questions or want to continue to have a chat, please comment below and we can talk about it. But I hope you guys have a good day, and I hope that you are living your best life. Bye.